Crosses the line. I believe the next car is going to be Pistol Peter, who can challenge for pole. He does challenge for pole with a 0.4 from the Alpine, who won last time out. Hulky takes it. So does Charlie Murphy. Hulky starts on provisional pole unless Lassenden can stop him, who I think has backed out from his lap. It's going to come down to Finisic, who has also backed out of his lap. Lights ahead of the drivers here in Monza, led by Hulky, then failing Squash. The lights are out. Division 4 are racing in Monza. Good start by the pole sitter. Good start by P2 as well. I think Pistol Peter's going to put the pressure on. Here comes Lassenden, who gets the position on the Alpine and the run towards turn 1. Hulky's had a great start. Now Charlie is looking in his rear mirrors. Here comes Lassenden down the inside of turn 1, bumping over the curb. Lassenden touches the grass. Can't quite get the exit, but here comes Pistol Peter. Round the outside of 1. Round the outside of 2. Can the Alpine get the straight line speed to go to P2 off the start? There's going to be 3 abreast going towards the Della Roger chicane. No car willing to brake. Here comes Lassenden, looking to go around the outside of Charlie Murphy. Murphy has the inside, just about holds on. Pistol Peter, who bumps over the curb, gets down the inside of the VCARB as well. What a start from Pistol Peter, but Hulkenberg leads them away. And you can see there's Finisic right behind this fight, waiting for an opportunity to attack. Red Bull with a really poor weekend last time out in Singapore. They're looking to make points back on Ferrari here in Monza. It's been going well so far for them. VCARB looking down the inside, Evie on the brakes, and he touches his rear, and ANKAN missing his braking, but he's just got lucky there and hasn't spun the Red Bull ahead of him. And we absolutely do. Blake has lost DRS, and he's going to hope that Liam cuts through him as Hulky into the pits. And it looks like he's committing to the 2-stop. He's coming in very, very early. Looking to run the tyres for a little bit longer as here comes Liam on his teammate, pulls to the outside, and he will get the position. And he's going to look to charge towards the guys ahead. He's into the pits. There comes Charlie Murphy, our race leader, who's gone for the hard, picking onto the mediums. I think he's going to go for a 2-stop. Comes out the pits, and he's ahead of Blake MC. It's a good first stint there for failing. As down the inside goes ANKAN, who committed to sacrificing his teammates' DRS and going for the position, and it has worked out for him. ANKAN overtakes Morgan Hughes into turn 1. There is Keenan having to defend from Cisic. Cisic with the much younger tyres. He can look for a move on the exit, I imagine, through the Curb Grande. He's not close enough. Miles is, though. Here comes the Aston Martin, the only Aston Martin on track, looking around the long way through the Curb Grande, looking heavy on the brakes, going towards the Della Roger chicane. He might have to look for the McLaren here. Down the inside he goes, and I think he avoided contact. Lovely, neat move there by the Aston Martin, who makes his way up to P12. And Finisic might be in trouble here unless he burns his battery. Down the straight they burn. Finisic got a good exit through the parabolic, but here comes Charlie Murphy, looking for a move on the inside of Pistol Peter. Pulls to the inside, heavy on the brakes, gets his car on the apex, on the inside, switches to the outside. He's going to get the better exit, and that was a beautifully presented move there by Murphy, who gets past Pistol Peter, and battery on for him as our race leader comes into the pit. So Hulky comes into the pits for a set of medium tyres. DRS open for Charlie Murphy, who I imagine will re-inherit the lead if he can make the corner before the Red Bull, and he's not going to be able to. It's a great exit there at the corner by Finisic, and must be lower wings as well. He's better use any battery as well. So Finisic holding on, a bit of a wheel spin there on the exit of turn 2. That's not going to help him out. Here comes Charlie Murphy, looking down the inside, going towards the Curb Grande. He's going to fit a car there. It's going to be Herbers Braver going through the Della Roger chicane. And they come towards the turn 4, and it is the Mercedes who's all the way clear. And Charlie Murphy's up to P1. Up ahead, Finisic opting to stay behind here. Murphy was all saving his battery, and he's let him through. So DRS games going down the straight on lap 17. Charlie Murphy backs out, as into the pits comes Finisic. So time unnecessarily lost there by Murphy, but he did actually get DRS, so maybe not. When will we see these guys pit? So I can't imagine we'll see Charlie Murphy pit for a little while. I think he's got a couple laps left. As yellow flags, and that is a Haas, and I believe that's the Haas of Tobolister, who's just been overtaken by Blake. And it is, he's all the way around, facing right at the wall. That is not ideal for Haas. As what we do see Charlie Murphy come into the pits. When will the VCARBs react to it? As ANKAN continues on, will Lassenden come in as he has the older tyres of the two? He doesn't. The VCARB going out longer. Liam reacting to the McLaren behind. There's Miles who comes in as well. Everyone beginning to file in. Hulkenberg will re-inherit P3 with only the VCARBs up ahead of him. As Mel speeds to the pit lane, so bad news again for Haas. As Tobolister struggling to find his way back to the pits. And into the wall he goes. Who could have expected? That is not ideal. Potentially some wheel issues, as I imagine we'll see him. How much on a bet he drives into the pit wall? I shouldn't have said it so early, because he's probably watching the stream. Pitwall. Told you. How many years have I been in this game, ladies and gentlemen? And I can guarantee you 100% that was not a wheel issue. He did that completely on purpose. So Tobolista picks up a big penalty at the end of the race, and everyone is watching. And poor exit there by Carl, and down the inside goes Finsick. And a pretty straightforward move there by the Red Bull, who re-inherits P5. And Carl, who is extending these tyres as long as possible. There is Hulky, who makes his first move on the cars who have yet to pit once again. And he's up to P2. VCARBs going as long as they possibly can. They can't imagine they can get to the end of the race here. But they might try to as Lasserdon. Oh, and Lasserdon has gone off, I think. It's not a puncher, is it? I don't think it is, but he's gone off. And it's allowed these cars through. And I think Finisick's let him back through. So was there contact between the Red Bull and the VCARB? I think there might have been. Finsick's let him back through. And he's now going to have to re-overtake. Look at this, Charlie Murphy now right on their tail as Finsick back down the inside of the Lesmo's been a contact. And Lasserdon's been forced wide. Now Charlie Murphy gets an option. Can he get down the inside of the second Lesmo? No, he can't quite. But I imagine he's going to go for it now. Battery on those new mediums. Can he burn his way past? Lasserdon looking to hold on to it despite having significantly older tyres. Failing moves to the inside. Can't quite do it. Murphy desperately trying to find a way through. Unfortunately for him, Lasserdon's going to get DRS, I think. It's going to be close. The detection point is on the exit of the corner. I don't think he'll get it, actually. Might be good for Charlie Murphy, who is quicker through the corner right beside him, going through the Parabolica. He's going to have the inside line. And I think, yeah, Lasserdon does have damage as well. I've noticed he's missing an end plate. And Lasserdon got DRS here, so this is not good for Murphy, who's mistimed the overtake. Lasserdon's going to get back past him. This is not ideal for Murphy. You might have to make a dive down the inside of turn 1. He goes heavy on the brakes. Lasserdon's had to avoid the corner. Murphy comes back through. Bit of a tap on the apex of turn 2, but he gets the move done. Charlie Murphy looking aggressive. Wants to make the move now as ANKAN picks up a 3-second penalty. And that might be the changing factor of this race. Blake picks up a 3 as well. As the strategy that was unpopular to most. Only 3 drivers went for it. And for this man, it absolutely worked out. For VCARB, who've had a difficult start to the season. It looks like it might be looking up now. In their home race, it's ANKAN who wins the Italian Grand Prix for VCARB. Pistol Peter continues the podium streak to take P2. Hulkenberg, and that's a big amount of points for his championship challenge. Charlie Murphy moves up to P4 to make it a 3-5 for Red Bull and a massive chance of points for their OCC bout. Blake takes P7, but this might get mixed up through the penalties. He drops down to 8th behind Lasserdon. Morgan Hughes overtakes Liam for P9. There's Miles, he moves up to P11. Then Seasick, Kiernan for P13. Has Pew, then Panda, I believe, scores the final points